Hello, my name is Derrick Forrest, and today I will be giving a speech for my communication studies class on children of divorced or unmarried parents. Everyone is affected, whether it is them, their child, or they pay taxes to help support welfare, or they could possibly be the victim of a crime that was committed by a child of divorced or unmarried children. Children of divorced or unmarried parents have a greater risk of becoming a statistic. Me, myself, I am the child of a single parent household. I was raised with just my mother. My father was part of the picture, but we still were in a household with just my mother. But I am an example that everyone could choose their own path. Just because statistics say that children of divorced or unmarried parents do such and such thing does not mean that you necessarily have to. With that being said, I would like to continue by saying that this issue needs to be addressed nationally as well as on an individual basis within the households of parents. It affects educational achievement, poverty, crime, and the black community. I would like to start by discussing some statistics regarding children of unmarried and divorced parents. More consideration needs to be taken for the future of the children before parents decide to have children or before they decide to go ahead and have a divorce. 4 out of 10 children are raised without fathers in the home. 70% of long-term inmates in jail grew up without fathers. Kids who grew up without fathers are 3 times more likely to fail school. As far as the black community, black children are twice as likely to live in poverty than white children. 68.8% of black children are born out of wedlock compared to 26.7% of white children. That's 7 out of 10, or roughly 70% of all black children who are born in the United States of America are born to parents who are not married. From birth, black children live in poverty 46.9% of their life, compared to 26.7% for white children. These statistics can be found on divorcereform.org. These statistics have been known but brushed off and not addressed for years. This is a problem that needs to be addressed nationally and in the household as the numbers continue to rise year after year. Programs should be created to promote marriage and stabilize two-parent homes. Everyone needs to be made aware of these statistics. The NAACP should take this on as a campaign to try and help improve black communities by starting within the home. Change has to start at home with the families. Parents need to teach their children the values of being responsible adults and taking care of the children that they will have later on once they grow up. They need to instill the value of being in a committed relationship and marrying the parents of their child. Once the problem is addressed and understood, then change can occur. And once the trend of wedlock and divorce is turned around, then the economy as well as the well-being of society will improve. Community outreach programs will strengthen the community by providing guidance and support to young families. Workshops can teach fathers to be better husbands and better fathers, and they can also teach mothers how to be better wives and better mothers. Marriage counseling classes and parenting counseling classes would also have a great impact on the community of young parents. Poverty and crime will decrease because there will be 2 incomes and a positive example and guidance in a household to steer children away from committing crimes once they become older. These are values that were once a major part of our society. They were values that were taught in the household when there were 2 parents in the home. Over the years, this value system has been abandoned. Having children out of wedlock has become a new trend. It is every person's responsibility, especially men, to take responsibility and the steps to ensure that this negative trend does not continue. Everyone needs to be made aware of these statistics. I would suggest TV commercials that spread the message like the True commercials do about smoking, that will broadcast on every national television across the homes of America. It is important for children to have two parents. You or your child could fall victim to crime or poverty if you don't try to change the trend. The next time you hear of a crime that was committed in a community around you, or an abused or neglected child, poverty levels increasing, think to yourself, were there two parents in the household? Or where was the father? Or was that child ever taught the values of having two parents in the home for their child? I would like to ask everyone to take the time to think about these things if you decide to have children, or if you are a parent yourself, to try and instill these values in your child. So hopefully when they grow up, they can instill the values in their child. And one day maybe the trend will turn around and the numbers will stop rising. So at this rate, if it's 7 out of 10 black children who are born out of wedlock, in the next 20 years it might be 9 out of 10. I would like to thank you all for listening to the speech. I appreciate your time.